Hey guys, we've got a, 15-minute game up on the board. My opponent's rated just over 1100 and we've gone into the French. So, yeah, I managed to get back over 1500 myself. Did I say 1500 or 1100? He's 1100. Managed to get over 1500, back over 1500 yesterday after a good run. And 3 losses this morning. One where I had a queen, my opponent didn't, but it ended on time, and I still had 6 seconds on the clock, so that was a funny one. He was down to 10 seconds as well. But you know, it happens, it's only a game. It's only a number. Alright, French advanced variation. Usually comfortable for me. You shouldn't take the pawn. So white here's got a bit of extra space. Obviously I can't bring my knight out to there. He's taking his time though. Okay, so right now it's a battle for d4. He's got 2 pieces defending. I've got 2 pieces attacking. Queen b6 is very common here. If this pawn was back there, then it's a bit similar to the London system. If you play against the London system as black, then c5 is a very common way to attack the tip of the pyramid, and also again queen b6. Okay, so now we've got 3 defenders and now we've got 3 attackers. And he needs to be careful with this bishop, not to bring this bishop out too early because it's the only defender of the b2 pawn. Again, my bishop's just hanging tight, waiting to see if he captures on here, in which case we recapture with the bishop, and we've got a barrage then against f2. Got my morning coffee. Another thing he needs to be careful about is not to block the queen's defense of this pawn. However, okay, so his bishop's now come out, and I think I can go in and grab this, because then I'm attacking the rook from here. And the only way to save the rook is to move the knight to there. Now he can now take this pawn because he's got 2 pieces in a barrage against it, but that's okay, I'll win it back. So now I think this is forced. Then I can go ahead and grab this with, no, it's not with check, it would pin the knight. Okay. So rook here is playable, might just drop back there and attack this pawn. Okay, so he's gone in for a pin. He's gone in for a pin. I could kick the bishop and see if he wants to trade. In the French, black's light squared bishop tends to be a weak piece because of these pawns. Okay, so now I've captured towards the center. So now taking here makes perfect sense. I also note I have 2 defenders now. 2 attackers. But if he takes, and I take back with a bishop, yeah, okay. So I'm just going to drop back here, like I said. I up the a2 pawn, still defending this, but now he has 3 attackers. So now if pawn takes, I can't recapture, because I will lose my bishop. However, if he does take, he's losing his central pawn. Okay. Alright, now this bishop is very bad at the moment. So now we're going to turn our attention to this pawn instead. So my knight's going to come around to g6 and eye up this pawn, which is defended only once right now. This pawn is hanging. This knight is pinned. Not sure what he's trying to do there. He can't go there. Does he want to come into that square? I don't know. I can't move my rook across, it's undefended there. So let's just carry on with this plan, I think. Maybe he's just defending this pawn. Still 2 defenders on that pawn, 2 attackers, so I can't capture. Now maybe I'll just put my bishop on e7, castle short, get this bishop off the back rank, connect my rooks together. Could even put my queen here. And if we trade, then he's got a weak, isolated A pawn, and all my pawns are connected, all 7. So the plan is castles, move the bishop, then I can put a rook on b8, if I choose. It's an open file, so it does make sense. And it comes with tempo, because the queen's going to have to move. So if you're looking at White's position now, he's really got 3 isolated pawns, unless the f-pawn's going to come out to defend the e-pawn. That's not great. So his pawns are definitely weaker, and that is definitely something I'm playing for. So castles, bishop d7, just reinforcing the back of my pawn structure. Would allow maybe the queen to come in, but after I've castled I could always put a rook on here. We'll see what happens. 1 attacker on there, 1 defender. So White's definitely got the space here. But will the space be a benefit or a curse? He's got lots of space, but he's got no pawn structure on the queen side. This is a 2-14 game for me. Okay, queen's come back again defending this pawn, which I kind of get. Okay, I'm going to play my bishop to here. Queen could come in, but then rook f to d8 is pretty solid. And the queen is in danger of actually finding herself trapped. So the queen is a bit busy now defending a couple of pawns. It's got 2 defenders to attack us still. So it's a game of patience right now. How is White going to get into my encampment? Not sure. Okay, so we've anticipated this. Alright, you want to attack my queen, do you? Well, how about this? Queen's got 1 safe square to retreat to, or trade herself off. Trading off would be very good for me. Gives me good opportunities on the A file and the B file. Got a passed pawn on the B file, potentially. This pawn's definitely weak. Okay. So, you have chosen death. Now, what about rook a to b8, b7? That's defended by the bishop. Let's have a think. Queen can't go there, can't take there, it's defended by the rook, can't go anywhere on the back rank because of rooks. Can't go there, can't go there. Can go there now. But if rook b7, she'll have to go back here and trade off. Okay, now I think I can force an exchange of queens with queen b7. Also, the knight's just blocked the bishop's defense of that pawn. That's worth noting. Okay, I'm going to go for this idea. She can escape there now. I'm a pawn up. And that pawn is the d pawn, which is no bad thing. Alright, so thoughts now about maybe bring my rook back, bishop d8, hit the queen again. I want to get my bishop out, I want to get it active in the game. Okay, one defender. Let's play the rook to here. Not worried about this pawn, it's defended well right now. Bishop here could be useful. Does it achieve anything is the question. That's defended twice, that's defended once, that's defended once. So it's a bit of an arm wrestle now. Also a test of patience. My opponent's used half his time, he's on under 7.5 minutes now. If rook, yeah, okay, so now I can, could go there. Not sure. Just drop the queen back. Still got this. If he wants to trade rooks, no worries. Queen's the only defender of this pawn. So bishop takes there would be a very nice mini victory. Also ideas about maybe bishop here to put a second attacker on that pawn. Down to 640 now. So now I am the tortoise, in the words of John Lennon. Okay, so two attackers on there. I'm going to play bishop d8 with a pin on the rook. If he takes, I've got bishop takes, and the queen's under attack. You can't take this pawn. Queen takes the pawn, I'll just take the rook. I think we're okay. Six minutes. Tick-tock. So maybe you didn't anticipate this move. You need to ask, why did my opponent make that move, right? So after this, no, I guess I hadn't made it. Okay, right. So here's what I'm thinking. Grab the rook, win the exchange. I grab rook, he grabs. I don't really have to do anything right now, but I could just trade some stuff off. I think I'm pretty safe down here. Don't really want to lose that pawn. So if I take the rook, rook takes, rook takes, queen takes. Or is he thinking of taking with his pawn? I don't think that's really good for him, because I mean, for example, I could just play my rook there or my queen there, and now this pawn is not doing much. Can also push now c5, kick the knight. That pawn's quite solid right now. Can't put my rook there because it undefends his pawn. So just play queen here. Queen here and just shut everything down. Lock this place down. Now the rook and queen are tied to the defence of this pawn. Yeah, so he's moved his knight. He's now got a third defender. So this isn't an option because bishop can take. I'm thinking rook f to c8, and I might have ideas of pushing my pawn forward. Try and block things off. Make life hard for his dark squared bishop. I've lost my better bishop, and I'm now stuck with my worse bishop. Okay, so he's preventing that idea. But now we're in a gridlock situation. If I was white, what would my plan be now? And this pawn can go nowhere. This is the thing about this pawn. This pawn is now a human shield. White can't get through his own pawn. So as long as I've got a piece on b7, that pawn is going nowhere. Alright, now he's down to 5 minutes, so what do we do? I could go here, we might trade off. Trade the bishop for that. But this bishop's pretty good with all of my light squared pawns. I don't really need to do anything, we're just going to push a pawn. Take this square away from the knight, if it's got ideas about coming into my position. So he's now down to 5 minutes. This knight is tied to the defense of that. This knight's doing nothing at all, just munching on grass. So who's going to blink first? Yeah, I'd like to keep my knight here and keep the pressure on that, tying this guy down. He's down in material, right? So I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawn structure and a solo here. He's got 3 and basically 2 isolated pawns. So I'm up a pawn, but I'm also up the exchange. He's got a spare knight that's grazing, and that's doing nothing at all. I don't know what he's doing with that. It might find its way to here and defend that pawn, but so what? This pawn is his problem. So we're going to keep it that way. However, I now have to make a move, so how about just that? Four minutes 15. Bishop's still defending that pawn. That pawn's defended twice. This pawn's defended only by the queen. Actually, that's defended 3 times. Okay, I'm going to move my rook there. No problem. This pawn is my friend. One false move. Now do I want to... I don't know what he's doing there. He's added a second defender to that pawn. I can't move my knight now. But I don't really want to anyway. So I should just make a rook move now. Or do I just put my bishop back here? Seems fine. He's now under 4 minutes. And sometimes chess is like this, you know. Also, one idea is... Nah, that's a bit scary. Offering up my rook. Then if the pawn moves, I can capture his rook with check. And he's got 2 pieces guarding this square, so he can block the check. That's the point. All right, what's your game? What's your game here? I don't want to allow the pawn here. I don't want the risk of letting him promote, so I can't see what that knight's doing now. He's defended that pawn with a bishop, so I can't take. Okay, right, so he's wanting to come in here and harass my queen. Huh. Interesting. That's not bad, actually. So if he comes in here, Queenie's trapped. So I'm going to have to play a rook here. But if I play a rook there, knight comes in, queen moves, he's got pawn b7. Huh. Okay, so I'm going to move, but if I move here, knight comes in, queen moves, he's still got pawn b7. Decent play. Rook here, knight comes in, queen comes back, still problem. Yeah, this pawn is a monster, isn't it? This pawn has now become a threat. Got push the pawn. If knight takes, I trade it off with a rook. Think that's my best option. He's got then another knight that he might decide to start swinging around. Then I've got my knight can come in. Okay, so I'm going to trade him off. Queen takes. And now we are back to a solid-ish position. So now he needs to come up with another plan. Material's now equal. I've basically given back the exchange. He's going to want to push his pawn up. So let's drop my rook here. Stop the pawn from getting to a6. He's under 3 minutes. My knight can't move there or there. This is fine. Knight can't move there or there. Here, take out the bishop. No, can't go there. Queen's going to snatch him off. Okay. So now, just tread water. Okay, he's bringing in his other knight. Okay, we kind of anticipated that. Again, I can't go there. My knight's got real problems moving. King back here. What's he going to do? Where does he want to put his knight, the sneaky little bugger? Surely he doesn't want to put it there. That's not easy. He wants to come into here, doesn't he? He wants to come into here and attack my rook. Huh. 2 minutes 37. He's playing well. Okay. Right. Action stations. I'm going to attack the queen. Oh no, because knight can just take. That wasn't clever. And then it fought. Oh no. Okay, no, if knight. No. I have to drop my queen back. That wasn't smart. That was not my smartest move. That was not my smartest move. Here, pawn forward. Ah! I move my queen here, pawn comes forward, I'm snookered. What can I do, what can I do, what can I do? He wants to take my queen. Take that. He just takes. And I'm still in a world of pain. Okay, there's nothing I can really do here. Now he can have my rook. And I am undone. Okay. My only hope is a sneaky checkmate of some kind, but he's going to keep his queen and his rook together behind there, so back to here. Maybe bishop there and just try and repel. Dr. Potato 42. Okay, let's go with this. Now the reason he's put his knight there, he wants to push this pawn and he doesn't want me to take it, so again my knight is trapped. He's playing very well, but he is down to 2 minutes. If I can only get my knight to one of these squares, I might have a sneaky checkmate, but I think he's got me. And he's got 2 minutes still on the clock. Here. Knight's guarding that square. I'm done for. But he's still got to win. Okay, I'm not going to capture the queen. I'm going to play there. Pre-move the recapture. Desperate measures now. Still can't move my knight out there. 1 minute 36. Now it's a race against the clock. He's plus 14 in material. Bishop's still guarding that. Queen's still preventing my knight from going forward. Bishop is preventing my knight from going backwards. Wow. One minute 8, 1 minute 7. Okay, he wants to bring his queen in here now. I do have this. That would be great. If he does anything else, I could win the queen. Not likely though. Queen comes in here and he's threatening mate on there. Isn't he? Don't think there's anything I can do about it either. Throw in a check. There, and queen takes his still mate. Nah. He's got me. Wow, wow, wow. That was insanely good play from my opponent. And I'm going to have a check. 69.1. He played like a demon at the end. Right, let's look at the graph. Now you see, so he puts feet wrong, and then perfect play from here. He didn't put a foot wrong all that end of the game, so I'm just going to check the timings on that as well. Yeah, he played pretty quick as well. But I made 2 blunders. Not good. So which move is this? This is move 36, okay? So move 36 was his last error of any kind. And from move 36, 23 seconds was the longest he thought. So he thought longer when he played badly and didn't think much at all when he wiped the floor with me. So I would say that's slightly dubious, but I'm not going to report because, you know, it's not convincing. One other thing that you can do, of course, is you can check out their profile and see if they've got a string of wins. No, well, not really. His last game, he played 48 accuracy and got trounced. Yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, well, there you go. Got absolutely mullered there. So let's go back to the report and see where did I mess up. Because I thought I was playing pretty solid. Till this point here. His pawn comes in. I block with my queen, which was not the way to go. What should I have done? Push c5. Okay, if this pawn wants to advance, it can do. Right, I can just move my queen, yeah? Push c5 and attack the knight. Block off this bishop. Okay. So I thought I was just blocking everything off here, but he used this knight and then later his other knight to very good effect. Yeah, good stuff. So the key is that what did I miss? That's what you have to ask yourself. Right, so you're looking for on the report, you're looking for where did the game turn, right? No, not there. Where did the game turn? And what did I miss? So with this, I thought that I was just shutting everything down. But I had a bad bishop. And his knights. That's the thing about knights, you know, they can squeeze their way into almost any space. So I should have gone for space here. Not for tortoise style defense. Should have opened things up. Go for the space. Okay. So with this move would have been better. So where would it have gone? So now it's still got me completely winning, right? It's got rook c1. Queen d8. Pinning the pawn. And still winning for black. And also threatening the knight. So yeah, just missed it. But that's what you get with chess. But the important thing is to do the post-game analysis and learn from the errors. In this situation, also, my knight was mobile. Could have brought my knight in. That knight ended up just completely tied up, tied to a post for a lot of the game. Bishop could have come out here as well. Yeah. I just... so I guess the way I interpret that is that I shut myself in space-wise, right? Whereas because I had I was +3 at this point, I was up in exchange and a pawn. So when you are up in material, you want to open up the game, right? I've got more material, which means I can control more squares on the board. White's got less material, right? But if I shut all of my pieces down, then it doesn't benefit me. I can't use my material if it's all blocked in behind my pawns. So another tip is that if you are very much lacking in space, if you're cramped in chess, then you should seek trades. Trade off material, because any pieces that you can eliminate off the board magnifies your advantage. Well, at least it minimizes the disadvantage of not having enough space, put it that way. So interesting, good learning lesson for me. I'm down to 1465 now, but I'm learning. I'm getting better. Hope you've learned from this as well. Thanks for watching. See you later.